What's good, y'all? It's your man, SoulMan IT, and welcome back to the channel. It's been a minute. It's been a long minute. Maybe I think like a year since I've done like an update. A minute is very different from a year. I understand that, but anyway, a lot of things have happened in life for 2022. So happy New Year to everybody. A lot of good changes and changes that still learning how to navigate and how I want to document that to tell my story and then also tell other people's stories, or help them, like give them a platform to allow them to tell their story. But just getting into that other aspect of storytelling for your boy and multimedia artisanship. I think I'm kind of making up words and stuff, but it's cool. It's fine. So let's get right into it with the updates. So let's start with 2022. First up, as some of y'all may know, it was officially announced in December. Your man, SoulMan IT, was awarded the Black Teaching Artist in Residence Grant for 2022 to 2023 from Act 3 Consulting Partners and Unisound, along with Inez and Feral Cat out here in the building. So it's a time for celebration. Feel me? Cue the celebration. What this grant does is it allows us to be able to have a little bit more cushioning with just life in general, like life expenses and things like that, as well as having professional funds to develop us however we want to be developed, which is awesome. And then being able to spend more time on creating our art as well as teaching, which is really big and really dope. And all of us are really thankful for this opportunity. So shout outs to Act 3 and Unisound, Tripo, the whole squad. We out here. Next, since last year, sometime like around in the fall time, 2022, I've been working at YMCA Lighthouse in Homewood, Pittsburgh, PA, where the first project that I'm working on right now is with Brite Wellness, where it's basically like a Pittsburgh PBS type of programming, which is dope. But it's geared towards our elderly community that is dealing with things like dementia. So like giving them programming specific, so it helps them in a very therapeutic way, but in a creative way. You guys can check out Brite Wellness at the link right here to see more of what they're doing. Dope, awesome group of folks and individuals, and just like getting deeper into like what they've been doing over a long period of time. It's just awesome. It's really awesome to be a part of this. And then it's also allowed me to have access to possibly teaching artists opportunities, like teaching emceeing and songwriting, and we'll see what else comes out of this. It's just a really dope opportunity, and I'm grateful for it. Last thing for the 2022 update and teaching artist segment update is Guardians of Sound Hip Hop Orchestra. We are back in session. Really looking forward to this year. The first module that I'm working on right now, just to kind of sum it up, I'll probably talk about it, more in depth in like other videos. But for now, it's going to center around teaching hip hop, but more from a regional perspective. And then giving the history sprinkled in a little bit throughout, as opposed to like, always taking like the historical, dates and this is what happened, what was released on this date approach. Like that's cool, but I think it doesn't give a way for the youth and for the students to be able to like actually learn hip hop in a way where it's one, if I'm like, yo, can you play me a hip hop beat? What type of hip hop beat? So now it's like, well, play me a West Coast G-Funk beat versus play me an East Coast boom bap beat versus play me a down South snap beat versus play me a, Midwest Detroit bop beat, like, or Dilla-esque beat, right? Like trying to teach from that kind of a foundational perspective, so this way it's actually doing hip-hop justice as a culture and as a music genre, and not just always approaching hip-hop from a music business standpoint, and then even like telling the history of it and like why the sound is what the sound is and where it's from. Yeah, I don't want to get too like crazy, like far off topic with it, but like I'm really looking forward to like that module, and then like the different songs that we create with keeping these different things in mind. Now it's going on, I want to say this is year 7 of Guardians of Sound Hip Hop Orchestra. So yeah, man, like shout outs to us, feel me? Shout outs to the squad and just the growing group of folks that we get to work with and teach, you know what I'm saying? So word, it's been awesome doing this. All right, now that we're done with 2022, let's move on to 2023. First up, we got the YouTube channel and content goals and all that stuff. So I'm not even gonna hold y'all and act like I have this grand plan that like, actually, you know, I have a grand plan. Like for a minute, I've struggled with figuring out what content I wanted to make and what content I wanted to upload, therefore like on the channel. Do I make, like for instance, like if I'm making video game content, do I make a separate channel just for that, or is it something where I can just put it under the SoulMan IT banner? When it comes to beat making content and music making content, do I just put it under SoulMan, or do I make like a whole channel for that? I've like kind of explored with that stuff like over like maybe like the last 10 years, which is different types of content. As of more recent, it's been music, video game making. To a degree, there was like I used to do like speed graphic designs, and I was just testing a lot of different things out, more so to see for me like how long does it take me to create that content. Is it fun for me to create? Some things were fun, some things were just tedious as hell. Some things were based on if you're using other people's content to put your stuff together. So in other words, like how I got started in even doing all these different types of multimedia was through music, and like sampling. So that's like taking someone else's piece of work and then you chop it up in a certain way where either it's like not recognizable from the original tune, or it kind of is, but folks are gonna be like, I like what you did with that, right? I like how you flipped that, right? So I tried seeing how could I do that in a graphic design way, because in a video way you kind of do that by like taking different assets from different websites, mixing them together, and voila, here's the video. But like in a graphic design way, what does that look like? So yeah, all in all, there has been a struggle, but like now with this year, I think simplifying things where it's like part of what I'm doing is music, then another part is video games, but approaching video games in a different way than what we're seeing right now, especially with the new YouTube policies. If you guys want to see or find out more about the YouTube policies, you can check this guy out here, RGT85 on YouTube. He's got a new video called YouTube's New Rules for 2023 Will Destroy Gaming Channels. So why am I saying like, to go check out this video? Well, if you want to like know about YouTube's policies that have changed where they're not notifying folks as well, and you want to be in this space and make money, it's just good to know what guidelines you have to work within as far as doing so. So it's because it does deal with like censorship as far as like what you can say and what you can't say. So sometimes I'm thinking of this when it comes to content, because like for music making, I don't have to really worry about that, especially if I'm using royalty-free samples. But if it's like video games, depending on the content, let's say if there's like violence, how is that violence portrayed? Is it portrayed in the way, very much like TV shows? Is it portrayed in the way where like teens can watch it, where if they can't watch it, that's really what it comes down to. Is it okay for a 13 and over audience to watch versus a 13 and younger audience to watch? Because if it's 13 and younger, advertisers don't show up to your spot. That's the gist of what it looks like dealing with, like in terms of like content creation. So yeah, that's, you know, long story short, it's just good to know in the long run, what are your guidelines for creating content moving forward, at least, you know, for this year or the foreseeable future. So now, as far as like, you know, what content you'll see on the channel, moving on, right now I'm focusing on like music, you know, beat making, videos, you know, going back to my older YouTube roots of when I used to make, you know, a beat making video here and there and like upload it and whatnot, just showing me like flip a beat, flip a sample, and then making a beat around that sample, or just making a beat and then like inserting a sample into that. Just, you know, going back to that, now that we have like a plethora of sample packs that you can like buy online, which is what I've been doing, and that's how I've been making my latest projects, Tilted and then Ramadan in Babylon. And there are like other releases that I'm releasing here and there that I'm just like, you know, dropping. There's not really too much like promotion around them, but as far as like projects that will have some aspect of traditional promotion, like music videos, and stuff like that, and that's part of like the beauty of the teaching artist grant, is actually having funds to have a budget, right? And not, yeah, so like looking forward to releasing those projects and releasing more content. As far as gaming content, for like the last 5 years I've been working on a Fortnite machinima, which is a movie that's made only using a video game to like as your footage, right? So like a famous example of that would be Red vs. Blue by Rooster Teeth. You can see that I think now on Netflix, but back then all you could see it is you can only peep it off of YouTube, right? And it was awesome when it dropped, because like you're making a movie using only Halo and recording the footage like off of a video game console to make a movie or a continuous series that you end up uploading online. The thing did so well that like it ended up you know, jump starting like other content that they would end up making like as a studio, which is dope. But I think that I thought it was just a really creative idea to use a video game to make a movie, especially when you are limited by like you can't do like facial expressions, you can't like code that in or something like that, you can't therefore have like dialogue with the face like moving and stuff. So it's really based on the actors, the voice actors, and then you're acting as a video game character, right? So I've been doing that, you know, just within the Fortnite universe. So I'm really looking forward to actually debuting that this year, especially with the new season that we're in, season 4, chapter 4, season 1. Sorry, the new chapter that we're in the new season. It's just an awesome way of storytelling for me. So yeah, looking forward to releasing that and letting y'all see what that is and what it looks like. All right, to close this out, we're gonna get some shout outs. Shout outs to Act 3, Unisound, Tripo, my Guardians of Sound Hip Hop Orchestra folk, the Lighthouse crew, my Brasileiro homies, through the band, what's going on, EIE, Binghamton homies, family, Pittsburgh homies and family. Shout outs to all y'all. Wow, sorry about that. Everybody who's been supporting me, new, old, just, you know, that's been here rocking with your boy, giving me feedback, encouraging me, critiquing me, just all of it. Just been here with the process and the journey. I love y'all. I appreciate y'all, for real. And on that, I want to give a good word, which I wrote down: pushing through in times of uncertainty. Coming off of COVID 2020, like there's still some cobwebs from that time that I'm still learning to shake off, and that I have from that time. And because in a way too, like there's some stuff from before COVID that I was trying to shake off, and all COVID did was, like, for a lot of us, was expose it and put it in a way where it, like, you had to deal with it a lot quicker, like right then and there, right? So, you know, just learning how to deal with that better. But I remember like at some point, a lot of us were looking for, and still in some ways, looking for like a light at the end of the tunnel. That's not a train coming to hit you. Where you just look, you're stuck in this area of uncertainty. Whether you're a leader, where you have to not only lead yourself but lead others, or if you're someone who like whether it's at work or family, and like you're kind of like in the middle of the totem pole, so to speak. There was just like, it's really uncertain, like where are we going, right? So it's in terms of like pushing through, what I've been finding is having hope in something, having faith in something. Sometimes you have to create it. Sometimes you have to recognize when you left it, when you chose to leave it, when you or something that might have, and another way of looking at it is when something might have broken your faith, broken your hope, and therefore you never went back to pick up the pieces and rebuild it again, or make it new, or find something to replace it, and then just call that replacement hope or faith. Just a lot of this different self-reflections and perspective building. But I say all that to say, like, having hope in something definitely helps with being able to push forward. Because then if people are coming to you and expecting you to be able to give them hope, leadership type stuff, #leadership woes, it makes it that much easier, I believe. Like, and then if it's something that you have hope in and that you believe in, others that are looking to you for some level of guidance or mentorship or teaching, you know what I mean? They can actually have something that's true because they know it's true with you, and it's not just something that you're saying. So yeah, find something that you can have hope in, that you can believe in, because you can love it and you can stand by it. And in times where it's hard to stand, you can still stand, right? Get through them times of uncertainty. So on that note, I will see y'all next time in the next update. And I thank y'all for watching. Peace.